Hello viewers, in this video I shall try to give you an insight about a novel, and the title of the novel is In Custody. In Custody, it is a novel set in Delhi, India, and it is written by Indian American writer Anita Desai, and she was also shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 1984, and this book or this novel was also published in the year 1984. Okay, now let's try to know more. So this is the first hardbook edition cover, and this was first published in the United Kingdom, and publisher was Heinemann, and the publication date was on 8 October 1984. Then now let's try to know about the plot summary. So in the novel, there is a character called Devan. Okay, Devan, he has earned a living by teaching Hindi literature to college students. Besides, as his true interest was in Urdu poetry, he has always jumped at the chance to meet the great Urdu poet Noor. So Noor is the great Urdu poet, and under the advice of his friend Murad, who was also an editor of a periodical devoted to Urdu literature, then Devan, or we can also say as Devon, he has procured a second-hand tape recorder so that he could help transcribe Urdu's early poetry, as well as conduct an interview or even write the memoirs of Noor. Got it? However, things did not happen as he expected them to, right? This is life. So whatever you plan, the chances are that your plan will not always work out. So the same thing has happened to the character of this protagonist of this novel, Devon. Then Devon's old friend Murad, he had visited Devon unexpectedly with an offer for him to interview a great Urdu poet, Noor Sahnazabadi, who lived in Chandni Chowk. Chandni Chowk, you must have heard. It is located in Old Delhi, and this job was assigned to Devon by his friend for his magazine. Then Devon was, we all know that he was fond of Urdu poetry. Then he had quickly accepted the offer. Though initially he thought that he was getting a chance to sit before a great Urdu poet, but after reaching his house, he had noticed the unbearable condition of Noor's house. Then eventually when he met Noor, then he refused to give an interview by saying that Urdu is now at its last stage and soon this beautiful language will not exist. But the protagonist of this novel, he had shown some trust, means he had tried to convince him, and then then the poet had, or the Noor, the poet, he had tried to display some trust in Devon. But Devon also got annoyed by the condition of Noor's house, and he had also dropped the idea of interviewing Noor. Then Murad had again convinced him to interview Noor with the help of tape recorder so that it could be further used for audio learning by Urdu scholars in imminent future. Then Devon, who was a poor lecturer, he had asked for money from the college for a tape recorder. Then he went to a shop to buy, where the shopkeeper Jane, he offered him a second-hand tape recorder. Though at first Devon refused to purchase it, but later Jane had convinced him that it is a machine with good quality, and his own nephew Chikua, he will help them to operate it while recording the interview. So unwillingly, Devon had agreed to purchase it. Then Noor's first wife promises Devon that she can arrange a room for Devon if he gives her some money. Then Devon also arranged the money for the payment to her by the college authority with the help of his college friend Siddiqui. Okay, Siddiqui was also his colleague come friend. Then he goes on to Delhi with Chiku for the recording, but he fails to record the interview. Now he not only has no recording, but also has to bear the expenses like payment demanded by poet, his wife, nephews of Jane, etc., etc. So in that way it ends. So if you want to know more, then you have to read the original book. Now let's try to know more about the characters. There, Devan Sharma, he is a Hindi professor in Mirpur in Lalaram Lal College, who is tired of his mundane life, and he loves Urdu and is a hero worshipper to Noor, and Noor was a famous Urdu poet. He also gets the opportunity to meet Noor, and he is very naive and seems to live in a world of his own and full of innocence and childhood dreams, which gets him in a vulnerable zone. Too simple, this he usually manipulated. Then the another character of the novel is Noor Sahajanabadi. Okay, Noor Sahajanabadi, he is a famous Urdu poet who laments the loss of a beautiful language, Urdu, and thereby a culture. Besides, he is also a man of age and experience. He lives in misery and confusion as both his wives are constantly involved in a rivalry. Then another pivotal character of this novel is Murad. Murad is a cold and calculating fan of Devon who owns a publishing house in Delhi, editor of Awaz. He had also exploited Devon and deceived him throughout the novel. He is a bully and he is also very selfish, but a rich kid of some kind, which gives him an upper hand against Devon, the son of an impoverished widow. Another character from the novel is Siddiqui. Siddiqui is Devon's fellow lecturer of Urdu, and he is also a figure of the decline of the language and culture of which he stands. Then another character is Imtiaz. Imtiaz was Noor's second wife. She is a jealous and calculating woman who is trying to steal the limelight of Noor, but she is also hungry for fame and wealth. Then another character, Sarla. Sarla is Devon's wife. She also seems to be controlling Devon, but she has some smallish kind of dreams of refrigerators and household help. Thereby, her marital life is not a happy one. So, if you want to watch a movie, then there is a 1993 film adaptation of this novel. The star is, you all know, Shashi Kapoor, Savannah Azmi, Ompuri. So, if you are interested enough, then you should watch that. Thank you so much. Bye bye. This is taken from Wikipedia.